Hello friends, I'm Smita Mohitkar. Welcome to video lecture series on DC circuits. In this video we will learn circuit elements. Let's start with electric circuit and elements. What is an electric circuit? So electric circuit is an interconnection of electrical elements. So what are electrical elements or circuit element? It is the basic building block of a circuit. In our circuit, we have two type of elements. First is active elements and second is passive elements. Active elements are the elements which delivers the power to the other elements present in the circuit and which is capable of generating energy. Passive elements absorbs the power from the active source. That is, you can say it is unable to generate energy. Let's see some of the examples for active elements. Active elements are generators, batteries or operational amplifier, etc. If you are talking about the batteries, it can be used anywhere. It can be car, it can be a bus, watch, anywhere. Okay. And the second one is passive elements. Passive elements are of the three. Here I am taking three passive elements: resistor, capacitor and inductor. In this course we are focusing on the two type of active elements: voltage and current sources. Here is an example of simple electrical circuit which is interconnection of circuit elements. This is physical interconnection of battery with lamp using wires through it. So this battery having two terminals, plus and minus. Such type of elements are called as two terminal elements. There are some circuit elements which have three terminals also. For example, transistor. But here in this course we are focusing on two terminal elements only. Here in this diagram or in this circuit, battery is denoted by voltage source and lamp is denoted by equivalent filament resistance R. So in this course we are going to analyze such kind of circuits. So let's talk about voltage and current sources which are active elements. There are two kinds of sources: independent sources and dependent sources. What is ideal independent source? Basically it is an active element that provides a specified voltage if it is a voltage source, or current, specified current if it is a current source, which is completely independent of other circuit elements. An ideal dependent source, which is an active element in which the source quantity, either voltage source or current source, is controlled by another voltage or current. There are four types of controlled sources or dependent sources. First one is voltage controlled voltage source. Second, current controlled voltage source. Third, voltage controlled current source. And fourth one is current controlled current source. So let's see what are the symbols which are used to represent the independent sources. Let's talk about first independent voltage source. So in that, if you can see, you can see there's one circle along with the polarity, negative and positive mark, which are used for the constant or time varying voltage. Now, if you have only DC circuit or DC voltage source to represent, you can represent it by using this symbol. Now, looking into the independent current source, it can be shown with this circle along with the arrow in upward direction or downward direction, depend on the direction of flow of current. Again, this symbol can be used for the constant or time varying current. Here I am using constant for the DC or time varying current, that is for the AC circuits. Let's see the symbols which are used to represent the dependent sources. First is dependent voltage source. So dependent voltage source are represented with the diamond shaped structure. So to represent the dependent voltage source, In that diamond shape structure, you can see the polarity is given, negative and positive terminal. Okay, and that in case of the dependent current source, you are again having a diamond shaped structure, but instead of the polarity, it is given direction of current, which can be upward, which can be downward. So this is how it will be represented. Let's take an example. It is independent source. It is dependent source. It is 5 volt DC voltage source. It is again a voltage source which depends on current I, and current I is flowing through the element C. This current is controlling the voltage source. That's why it is called as current controlled voltage source. VI characteristics for independent voltage and current source. Let's see first ideal voltage source. Ideal voltage source has zero internal resistance. That is, voltage of voltage source does not depend on current drawn by the circuit. Here in this graph, voltage is independent of current drawn by the circuit. Similarly, we have ideal current source in which it has infinity of internal resistance. Current of current source is independent of voltage drawn by the circuit. This graph shows voltage and current relationship of ideal current source. But practically we always have non-zero finite internal resistance. So therefore in this graph, as current increases, voltage given by the voltage source decreases from the ideal value. What is the reason for that? Because of some internal resistance. Similarly, in practical current source, current value decreases as voltage increases. It is because of the internal resistance is not infinite.